Welcome back to Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin. Today we're going to sample another Islay from Ardbeg.
Round 3.
Round 3 for Ardbeg. We did the original, the 10-year, which is their baseline release.
The Wee Beastie.
We did their Wee Beastie, which their website around the Wee Beastie is great. It's all about like Halloween thriller type notes. It's really kind of cool. Anyway, this is the An Oa. This was, I want to say, the 4th release in the lineup. So This is a standard regular release from Ardbeg. They have the 10-year. I don't know how to say the other two. There's the Ardbeg or something along those lines.
Sounds about right.
And there's another. I don't know how to say all of them. When I find them, I will research how to say them. This is the An Oa. This is a nod to their distillery is based at the southern tip of Islay. And there is this little peninsula that just kind of kicks out on the western side and blocks some of the really bad weather coming off the Atlantic. Mm-hmm. And it's called the An Oa. So
this one was rolled out in 2017, but wasn't made available in the States until the following year.
Right, yeah, it came out, hit here around 18, and it's pretty available now. I think, I don't see it everywhere, but it's pretty regularly. You see it pretty regularly. What else do we know about Ardbeg? They are known for higher levels.
How do you rate the
phenols? The parts per million of phenols. They are known for, on average.
I can smell it from here.
Well, there you go. On average, they are known to be on the higher end.
Yes, I can smell it from
there. They are not the most aggressive. That's Octomore, which I've still never even seen a bottle of that. But they have a black label Octomore, which is 400 and something. This is like 40-ish is what most Ardbegs. They're in the 40 parts per million. Apparently, it's noticeable as soon as you get over 5.
Well.
Whew, yeah. That is
the brine.
Brine. Medicinal. Very medicinal. Yep. That's the first thing. It's not as smoky as I was thinking. It's way more.
I don't get any smoke.
The briny salt air is really strong.
It's just crazy how much they pick up out of the air. That briny salt.
Yeah. And that's all from the way they dry their malt. So, Scotch. Anything to do with Scotch has to come from Scotland. That's easy. Has to be at least 3 years in oak. And then for this, it's a single malt. So when they define a single malt, it doesn't actually need to be all the same malt. It's just one batch of malt all blended together. One batch of barley blended together. And they malt it. Malt it just means that they put it in water and it starts to sprout. Then they dry it. Well, Islay uses their peat moss, which is obviously got sea impact.
Oh, yeah.
The air, the water, the spray from the ocean.
You ever watch them scoop it?
Yeah. Slice it down and it becomes like a little Dora log.
Our boys in 2 Men in a Kilt.
They're using that to dry their malt. They're just burning that below it. And it just, the impact from that smoke to dry the malt is ridiculous. It's crazy. The difference between the impact of peat and Islay, where you get that briny, like big earthy smoke smell, versus they do use peat to dry the malted barley throughout Scotland for the most part, but they get it from a different region, which is like in a forest area or
further in from the coast.
Right.
Where they don't
it's
get
not
that,
by the coast, so you don't get the saltiness. And it's made mostly for like wood and grassy materials, not mossy sea coast materials. And that's really what drives the difference in the flavor. I wanted to talk that long because I've found the nose is so overpowering when you first get it. You almost need to just kind of keep it like right here and keep smelling it and breathing it in. It'll start to, you'll get used to it a little bit. Now I can start to smell below it. It's still briny. It's still a little bit of smoke.
My initial,
But I'm getting fruits.
it was the initial when it hit the tongue, sweet, but once it kind of got past the front of the tongue, just like the nose.
There is a little bit of a sweet right in the front. Smoke. That's funny. I get a lot more smoke on the palate.
Yeah,
There's brine, not as briny. The nose was
just brine.
just brine. Medicinal, imbecile, the chloroseptic spray, all those kind of things. Not really a Band-Aid. Don't have a Band-Aid in there. It doesn't have that like rubbery adhesive smell.
Yeah, that sip was very sweet, went to smoke,
Yeah.
and then to peaty.
It's not bad. It's not, I still totally, like,
This was not my cup of tea a couple of years ago.
I totally agree with that.
But now, since we've been doing more and more of this,
You can appreciate it.
yeah.
Might not be your first go-to for an
And
everyday
we've
drinker.
mentioned it before. We've got some friends that they're not going to touch this.
Nope, not at all.
I will have a couple pours.
Yeah, it's an interesting change up. If you've been drinking a lot of whatever Irish whiskeys or a lot of bourbons or something like this is totally a change of direction. Your palate will not be the same after that.
No. If you're doing a flight of something, this has to be at the end.
This is at the end. When we do our filming, this is at the end. We do not try. I do not start off with this guy. Yeah, I don't start off with this guy. It's not going to help taste other whiskeys. There's a little bit of a sweet honey, maybe a little bready note in there. A lot of brine and smoke is the primary. I will say, comparing this, all right, to the Wee Beastie. The Wee Beastie was more aggressive in its notes, but I think that's kind of the point, so it didn't throw me off. The Ardbeg 10, the nose was a little bit more smoky than just briny, but the palate really opened up to a lot of like fruit flavors in there. I'm hunting for some fruit flavors. The smoke and brine are.
I don't get anything.
So they're pretty strong. There is some kind of a fruit.
No, for me, it's the nose doesn't change much. It's a little softer.
There's a peach or a pear or something in there.
The nose is softer, but it hasn't changed across the palate too much for me.
No, the palate still comes across. There's a sweet note and then a bit of ashy char type flavor profile comes through. This is not their cheapest of their bottles. This is a $70-ish bottle. I think MSRP is 60. I think around here it's about 70. I think the Ardbeg 10 is 40 to 50 bucks, 45, 50 bucks, something along those lines. I think the 10's I think it's a better overall whiskey. I like the flavor profile. It does still come through with a lot of what I would expect from an Islay, but there is a nice, like a softer finish to it. I can't say that the proof is.
But I think you want to pick up some different flavor profiles. You don't want it to be that medicinal.
Yeah, straight through,
front end,
always.
all
All the way through. Yeah.
You want a little bit of change.
There's still that Ardbeg or whatever it's called.
Ardbeg.
I don't remember exactly what it's called. I do want to try that one because I think that might be their cask strength version as well. I'd be really interested to see.
What's the proof on this one?
I want to say it's
Drink's hotter.
It's 90 something if I recall correctly. So this is
93.
yeah, it's 46.6. So 93.2.
Which they're trending in the right direction. We've always said like, hey, some of these need to be hotter. No, I mean it's good. I've come around to the peatiness on all these, so.
But there's just ones I've had that I enjoyed more. Like I really, really liked the 10. I thought that was really good. This more kind of almost reminds me of the Lefroy 10, which was a little bit more like the smoke and the peat were really what you got, not
that's it.
Something underneath it. And then so between that, like the Port Charlotte one that you have, like that has such a more robust flavor profile to it. It's not just smoke and peat and brine. I'm leaning towards those a little bit more. What I want to do, I want to get barbecue, like a brisket. Like a really good, like dark, thick smoke ring brisket, and try a flight of Islas with it.
We'll go to Martin's.
I really think that is the way to do this. I really think that's the way to do this.
I like some brisket.
I like brisket.
We can try that next.
For the price, I'd probably go for the regular Ardbeg. I think it's a better buy, better value, and a more robust flavor profile. How much was a wee beastie?
Does it kind of fall in the middle?
Actually, I think it might be a little bit cheaper than the 10-year because it's only a 5-year whiskey.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think it was a little bit cheaper than the 10-year, but pretty close to like where the 10-year was, or within a couple dollars versus another, I don't know, $20 to $30 more for that. No. We've had other Islas or coastal scotches that still have some of that brine and smoke, but have a more robust flavor profile than just brine and smoke. After said all that, it's still not bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
It's a solid whiskey.
If you're into the peaty, briny,
if you like peat brine, if you're a Lefroy Tin fan, this probably isn't. This is something you might enjoy.
Tim, it's not for you, buddy. Not for you.
It is not. It is not for Tim. I had a little bit higher hopes because I really enjoyed. I loved the Ardbeg 10 so much, and the wee beastie. I knew what I was getting from that. Like I kind of had hopes for that.
I want to go over there and sit in a pub and just kind of listen to the locals over there kind of talk about the different scotches and kind of I'd love to hear their opinion, like, oh, Lefroy's garbage, or Lefroy's the best, this is second best. I mean, I'm just curious to see kind of over there kind of the pecking order by region.
Well, I also wonder how regional loyal they are. Like if you live in the Highlands, do you only drink Highland Scotch, or or is it, well, who cares? It's Scotch type conversation. I wonder if there's something to that as well, because there's very specific flavor profiles when you go around the different regions.
And for such a small island, it's crazy that there's that many profiles.
Yeah, and 100 some odd distilleries.
Well, I don't know. I have friends they're just diehard whiskey people.
Yeah,
I have friends that are diehard bourbon because they want that higher proof, that bourbon bite. I mean,
the char and the corn sweetness and the higher proof. Yeah,
I'm sure it's a mix.
Probably. I just wondering, like, if you go over and
we'll find out
in Islay, you go into Islay, like, do all of them only drink Islas?
Man, I'd like to think not. I'd like to think not.
Or are they grabbing a Glenmorangie once in a while or something, or Glenlivet every once in a while?
Like beer. It's like, I like Budweiser. I hate Budweiser. Even though Budweiser's just brewed right on the corner.
Right. Yeah.
I got to think it's probably, everyone's got their flavor profile over there, and it's not, some may support local.
And I'm sure if you work at the distillery, like, you're mostly drinking that stuff.
It's probably like Jack Daniels. The last business day of the month, everyone gets a bottle.
Yeah, they all get a bottle.
I enjoyed it. I'm not sure it's worth what.
Right. It's not worth the extra dollars over the Ardbeg 10, but it's not an unenjoyable bottle. So if someone has it, give it a shot.
You just got to be
in the mood.
In the mood for the briny peatiness.
Yeah. Be prepared for that.
So overall, I think it's a good bottle. I think if it's 50, 55, 60, probably better. Hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, we'd encourage you to hit the like button at the bottom of the screen.
If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, please. Hit the bell icon. You get notified every time we put out a new episode. Let us know, what is your favorite Islay? I really want to see who's out there drinking this type of whiskey, and are there ones that we need to keep an eye out for? Because I'm shooting in the dark. When
Well,
I go out
we're
and buy
always
'em.
poking our head in liquor stores.
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
I don't know what to grab. Like I start to get like.
If we get recommendations, it makes it a lot easier.
That would make it a lot easier. I would really love to drink something off of recommendation because I sit there and look at the whiskey selection and go, I don't know. I'm just gonna grab that one because I don't know what to grab next. Basically.
No, drop us a comment. Drop us your favorite. We'd love to get out there and pick up a few of those.
Absolutely.
So, till the next episode. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Cheers.
Cheers.